I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it's been a tough couple months for games that I play. Destiny 2 Beyond Light was not as good as I was hoping. Outriders was disappointing. There's still no news on The Wolf Among Us 2, and I really need a game to sweep me off my feet. Thank God Atlas is still milking the Persona 5 name. Persona 5 Strikers is one of the best games that I've played in a long time. Anything with Persona in the title I expect to be quality, and they absolutely delivered here. On both gameplay and a story front, it's fantastic. The last game I had this much enjoyment out of the combat was Kingdom Hearts 2, and if you know me at all, you know that that's not something that I throw around lightly. But those among you might be looking at the title and wondering why I'm praising the game this hard with a flaw like I claim it has. And we'll get into that, but I do want to talk about the good first. Also, there will be spoilers for Strikers in this video, so genuinely, really, you should go play it yourself. It's really fucking good. For a game in this style, I expected it to play more like Dynasty Warriors and less like Persona. However, it manages to stick to the Persona formula of hitting weaknesses, using items, baton passing, and one mores pretty well. It's definitely more engaging than the original turn-based system of vanilla Persona 5, and that's not a knock against that game, but more of a feather in the cap of Strikers. The story also takes a backseat to the gameplay, which is pretty refreshing. It was fairly annoying that extremely helpful abilities were locked behind the Confidant system, and how if you didn't either plan ahead or spend your time extremely well, you would be locked out of really vital moments of gameplay and story. You do still unlock abilities as you play, but they're much less important. Another thing that is massively improved from Vanilla P5 is that every character has a reason to be used. Ryuji can't be flinched, so he puts out huge damage with his charge attacks. An has fire affinity and great crowd control. Morgana is a great healer. Yusuke has counters. Makoto is there. Haru spins around, and Sophie does a great job of being an all-rounder. But my favorite character by far is Zenkichi, both story and gameplay-wise. But especially gameplay, as the Fury mechanic of damage for health works extremely well in a game like this. And the music. Do I even need to mention it? Tracks like Anti-Hero, Daredevil, It's definitely a hard choice which game has the better soundtrack. I've done nothing but play this game for the past week and a half, and I absolutely adored every second of it, even with the little bits of crashing that I have gotten. However, there is one aspect of this game that really just irks me to no end, and it's the entire reason that I made this video. I can guarantee that even some of you that have beaten the game don't care about this problem, but it is important to me. This fucking achievement. Eternal Bonds is the achievement to max out all of your bond skills, and will most likely be the last achievement you get before 100% completion. Seeing as less than 1% of people who have played the game have gotten 100%, I realize that I'm speaking as a minority here. However, I do need to say that it is not a very fun achievement to get. Let me set the scene. You've completed the game on hard, you've beaten the Reaper, you've done every single quest, and your bond level is at 63. You need to grind it to 99. What's the best way to grind bond level at this point in the game? By fighting this one boss over and over again. And I mean an excessive amount of time spent fighting. We'll put up the footage right up in the corner. I'll speed it up so you can see 5 levels from 80 to 85 while I talk about the rest. I went from 34 hours played to 56, so 22, almost a full day between completing the game and 100% completion. If it was particularly hard content, I would get it, but it's just mind-numbing tedium. It really is a shame, but like I said, it's not something that the average player, or even the above-average player, would even consider. Above all, I would give my highest recommendations to this game, just not if you decide to 100% it, like I did. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if this ends up being my game of the year personally, and I'm especially looking forward to any kind of DLC if they ever do decide to add it. I doubt they'll fix the problems that I have, considering they didn't change anything during localization, but I'd absolutely be in love with any content they choose to add. Or they could just add in a Futaba dating minigame and call that a day. That would work with me too.